Hi. So she told me the first thing I should say is what I got out of the message. And Levi, I think, is one who was teaching. And one of the things he said is the shoes of the gospel. The gospel is the good news. And what stuck out to me is he said the good news about the good news is that you're no longer at war with God. You have a real enemy, a new enemy who's actually like your enemy. And so my testimony, my God moment was on the second night with Louis Giglio was speaking. And at the very end, he did like an altar call type thing, well, stand up if. And he was saying, stand up if you ever had suicidal thoughts or if you were planning on like killing yourself, which I don't relate to. But the fact that like there were 6,000 and like hundreds of people stood up. And I was like, whoa. And he said, I think he said, either he said or God was speaking to me, but he said like, the fact that you're standing and you're here to hear this is that God sees you and he loves you too much to let you go through with what you were planning. And the way that stuck out to me, because before I came, I got a word for Jessica, but it was also for me, that on this trip, I was going to get a renewed understanding for what it means to be God's beloved. And he kept talking, Louis, but I don't remember what he was saying. All I know is that I was like weeping in my chair because like he loves me. Like, you know, like cartoons, whatever, pick up the flowers. He loves me, nah, God, he loves me, he loves me, he loves me. And then Crowder sang the song, How He Loves Me. And I was just like, I wasn't ready because it just like, everything was coming down. He loves you, he loves you. And then it clicked for me. I'm just sitting there like bawling. And then it clicked something that the pastor the first night said, because he's talking about intersections, you know, your will and God's commands, and someone has to bow, and it's not going to be God, right? So either you bow to him or you just do your own thing. But I'm always good at thinking like God is God, like I gotta bow. But what clicked for me is when he said, not just God is God, but God loves you too much to bow to you. And what that means to me is I was like, God loves me too much to step down from his throne and give me permission to ruin my life. Because I'm his beloved and I'm greatly loved by him. So are you.